What's good? He was good. Orange Pill, Neat Fleece, be back in it. This one I want to talk about self-transformation and just everything that comes with that. So, self-transformation is like important for I guess from on the base level is that if your life isn't what you want it to be, if you're not where you want to be, then it has to be transformation. Like you have to change. Like just that could apply to anything. Even if you're already on a process of changing, it's still like more self-transformation, and that even goes beyond growth. Because growth, like you're going to grow regardless. Your body and your cells are going to grow regardless, and different things are going to shape you and make you grow, like, or make you, break you, whatever it is. But I mean, self-transformation is like almost like maybe not changing the core of yourself, but everything around the core of yourself. So if there's the base form of you, the transformation might be getting new people around you and doing new things and different things, taking in new information. So many flies out here, but that might, so the base around your core of the person you are, because maybe some people believe you can't change the type of person you are to the core, like you're just fundamentally what you are, and maybe you might agree with that or disagree, but it essentially like that transformation when it comes around the base of what you are. And then even if you want to go further, you think you can change that, and you're changing the root of what you are, and kind of like sitting in that and meditating on that, changing the root of what you are. It's almost like it's something that would have to happen, like when it has to happen, like almost like you're like rock bottom. Because I mean, you would assume a lot of people just wouldn't change. Like if your life is like decent enough, it's flowing along, you just wouldn't change to any degree. And like I was going back to the importance of it, of like maybe just besides the part of like changing your life and making it good, I feel like self-transformation, like I was saying, is something that has to happen, because it just like, it's almost like something in nature. Like I'm looking at the birds and everything out here right now. It's just something like I guess how you're perceiving your life and the quality of it is just kind of like a manifestation of it, what has to be changed. Because if your life was perfect in every way, you just like it altogether. So I feel like what I'm saying about is like something that's happening in nature, like it's just something that it has to be done. It's almost like you be stuck in life until you like transform. So it's like you just be in the same cycles, the same patterns, and you're just like no elevation. It's just like turmoil. And it's just something that has to happen for you to move forward. Like you have to transform. And this is probably like a message like to a select group of people, because a lot of people, like I said, and as you would know, just wouldn't transform. Like they don't want to, don't need to. I mean, it's not even on the radar. So, but and transforming is, I feel like it's almost like it gives you fulfillment. Like, because if you're just like doing everything one way and you're just staying on one side and one path, that transformation almost like would just bring you into something new, that on the shadow or the opposite end of something you're not into, and really just help you with that transformation. And so like giving you wholeness, but also like beyond, taking you beyond what you're already like into, like transforming you into adding more to yourself. Not just cutting everything off. It's almost like if you're from like the hood or something, it's not like you just take the hood out of you. Maybe that's always there, but transforming to like gaining more. And in that process of gaining more, you transform because you're adding so much to yourself, and it's around the core of yourself that it's like you transform, even though whatever you or the true you is like in there. Just adding more just like helps you to transform, in a sense, like when you become more competent. And so like I guess even when you take it from like a school perspective, when you're like going through grades, like or like grade school to middle school, high school, college, I guess like the information you're learning is kind of like building off of each other to some extent, if you believe that. But even like how you transform all the way through that is because the fact that you even added more on it. So like just adding kind of adds to the transformation. But that's like more of like a shallow take, and maybe like on a deeper like spiritual take, or like a metaphysical take on it, like just going to the deepest level, like just transforming what you are. Like you're operating on one plane right now, and how do you just change that all completely? Like just change everything, like this a whole remake of yourself in your life. And then how is that done? I mean, I feel like the first thing you would have to do is kind of reflect on like what you are doing. Like you have to be aware of what you are, not necessarily what you're doing on a day-to-day basis, but like just what you are, like what type of person are you altogether. And of course that's affecting what you're doing and the paths you're taking and everything. But it's like just what type of person are you? And then you just like ask like, what are you lacking? Because in the process of realizing what you're lacking, you can kind of like fill in like the gaps and the spaces and everything to kind of build up from there, and say like, this is the direction I need to transform it to get this and this out of life, to like build myself up from it. Because if you're lacking something, what you're doing now is just not getting it, obtaining it. So if you just change yourself, not necessarily change yourself in that aspect, but like add to yourself, and then getting that transformation from what you add on, everything will just change around, and just kind of see what you're blocked off from. So Because that's like the thing I was saying before about the growth. Like, just because you're growing doesn't necessarily mean that you're going in the right. Because you could be broke at 18 and still be broke at 28. So you really haven't transformed. Like, you definitely grown, but you really haven't transformed yourself. You haven't transcended the nature of your existence. And so maybe for some people, it's like that, find that one thing that would help you to transform. And I was saying before, when you're at rock bottom, it's like, what's that, when you're like down there and you're just down bad, or you're just not in the best spot, it's like, what's that one thing that's just going to help you transform and like get up, like, and find the light in the darkness type thing. So, and you get that self-transformation. But so I'm working on that transformation myself, everything. Maybe I'm not sure if it's, for some people, it's like an enlightening moment. It's like, oh, you figured it out and it just instantly you changed. Or it's something like, it's like you kind of figured it out and it's like a gradual process. But that might be like a different topic. That might be everything doesn't happen overnight. Nothing happens overnight video. But besides that transformation thing, that's just something to meditate on. And moving up, elevating, developing yourself, cultivating new life, new path. And just going beyond what you already know. Just not stop staying in the same ways. And even unless your life is perfect the way it is, I mean, then I guess keep doing your thing. But it's not going the way you want. Just add to yourself, do more. Try to go out the boundaries, out the boxes, and transform altogether. Make yourself fully competent. But that's it. These flies getting at me. I'll catch you on the flip.